Hello and welcome to the video. Welcome to crisp Hamburg, Germany. Quite cold here. I was just in Bucharest. It was about 20 degrees Celsius warmer than it is here. But looking forward to seeing Hamburg. I want to see the Christmas markets. Haven't been here before. Been to Germany a few times, but not Hamburg. Should be fun. Ubelsee Boulevard. That building was the Speicherstadt Rathaus, and the one under construction is the Pfeffer location, where a lot of films were shot. It's funny, there's a car sharing place here called Miles. A lot of people like to do this to the E, which I think is hilarious. That's pretty amazing. This area here is called Speicherstadt, and Hamburg is known for its canals. That's why it's called the Venice of the North. Anything with canals is compared to Venice. Another big canal here in Hamburg. This is St. Catherine's Church. Ain't that a beaut? There must be hundreds of thousands of bricks in that thing. Very high ceilings. It's nice and warm in here. It's so cold outside. That is an amazing organ. That's what she said. That stained glass is pretty incredible. It's so high. That music is really nice, very calming. By the way, this is a Lutheran church. This is St. Michael's Church. It's a Lutheran church. To be honest, I didn't know what it was. I just followed the spire till I got here. Protest or something going on. That is St. Nicholas's Church. Apparently it's no longer a church, it's now a museum. The inside of the church is almost completely gone, except for this. I'm guessing this was bombed in World War II. This is the backside of it. There is a museum here, but I'm not going to partake because it's getting late. There's a lot of information about the history of this place, but it's all in German, so I don't know what it says. There's a little information. It's built in 1874 and it's 147.3 meters tall, and it was the highest in the world at the time. This is the Hamburg Rathaus, which is the city hall. That is an incredibly beautiful building. And we've got a Christmas market going on here. Don't think it's quite up to speed yet because it's only November 23rd. But that is, wow. Actually, this Christmas market doesn't open till tomorrow, so I guess I'll have to come back tomorrow. This is St. Peter's Church. There's a service going on, so I cannot go inside. Maybe another day. There's a lot of big churches in this city, but it is the second biggest city in Germany, so that may explain why. Came to a beer garden. Yes! And this is one of the reasons I came to Germany. Sausage plate, sauerkraut, mashed potatoes. Good morning. As you can see, it snowed last night here in Hamburg. Not too much, a couple of inches, a few centimeters, however you want to say it. Today I'm taking a walking tour, so it should be a fun day. Cold day, but fun day. This is inside the Rathaus, or town hall.
The Vikings came back a few times afterwards, but the main reason why this phoenix is up there today is because of the Great Fire of Hamburg in 1842. Where a third of our old town here actually got. And that's why for more than 400 years now, these swans are getting fed on top of us. More than 350 years now. They are also protected. So you guys,
Statue of a poodle on top of the building, representing love. It's the guy who built the building, his wife had curly hair, and he called her his poodle. It's called a paternoster. It's a continuously running elevator. Just hop on and hop off. That's so cool. This is the Speierstadt, where I was yesterday. He told us this is the largest warehouse district in the world. It's pretty big this way, and it also goes back several blocks.
It was finally opened in 2017. The estimated cost was 77 million. And every time it was like low water.
They said there's over 40 Christmas markets in Hamburg. This is one of them. This is the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the main one by the Rathaus, so I'm going to go there now. Here's some Rolex watches. You can have this one for the very low price of 51,500 euros. There's the Rathaus, and this is a Rathaus market. And that is very, very tall. Just love these Christmas markets. Now I'm going to find some gluhwein. I got a gluhwein in this really cool mug. It's good, but not as good as the ones I had in Belgium. That's good stuff. Raclette on a baguette with cornichons. Basically cheese on bread with pickles, but it's so good. Santa's flying over. More gluhwein, but this time in a red mug. Got this huge bratwurst for only €5. I didn't think that was such a bad deal for a Christmas market. Got the bratwurst from there, and it was delicious. I had 3 gluhwein while I was there, and the second one was definitely the best. They were all really good. That was a really good walking tour. Really liked the guide. He knew a lot about the city, the history, a lot of dark history in the city, but also a lot of really interesting history. I liked it so much I signed up for another tour tomorrow. So I'm going to take that tour, which is of the harbor and the red light district. The one I took today was of the old town. Good morning. Today I'm headed to Miniature Wonderland, which everybody's saying is a must-see when you're here in Hamburg. So I'm gonna go check it out. And then I'm doing another walking tour this afternoon of a different part of the city. We were here yesterday on the walking tour and there was hardly any water here, and now it's pretty high up. The tides have turned. Oh, that's pretty amazing. Look at all those people. The nighttime scene. Here's the daytime scene. This is a combination of the cities of Brig and Chur in Switzerland. Here's Neuschwanstein.
Weiter, mehr kein Problem zu bleiben.
This is a 1:100 scale model of Hamburg Airport. That's pretty incredible. So there's 7,000 cars in this reconstruction of the airport. That's the Hamburg train station, and that's the TV tower. Although they can only make it half the size they were supposed to because of the ceiling height. That's a lot of train tracks. That building's in Hamburg. I recognize it from the walking tour yesterday, except it didn't have Santa on top. And this is the Spiekerstadt district, which we saw yesterday also, right here in Hamburg. Sorry, this is Hamburg Central Station. The other one was a different station. They said this took 5 months to build. It has 18 platforms. Still piney. That place was pretty incredible. It was 20 euros if you go peak time, but I went at the non-peak time, so it was only 16 euros for me. The only problem with it is it was really, really crowded. And I went at like 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, so I can't imagine what it's like on the weekends. Probably better to go like later in the afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock. Probably less people. It's definitely worth seeing if you're coming to Hamburg. This is the Alter Elbe tunnel. It's a tunnel that goes under the Elbe River. And you have to take an elevator to get down there, so I'm waiting for the elevator. It's probably the biggest elevator I've ever been on. I think it can hold a car or two. This was originally put here so the dock workers could bring stuff back and forth across the river without having to keep taking ferries. Pretty impressive. Get a great view of the Hamburg skyline from over here. looking building. That's where the tunnel started, right there in that circular building. Now over here, and this is the Elbe River. That's the statue of Otto von Bismarck. Look at these cormorants dry their wings. Harbor.
And the reason is otherwise we have to tear it down.
A closer look at that cool building that I saw before. There's the Four Beatles. There's poor Stuart Sutcliffe over there. This is called. And this is the red light district. This is one of the places the Beatles played when they were first here. And look at all these other famous artists that played here. It's amazing. Green Day. Apparently the Beatles used to frequent this bar, and they still have a receipt from when Paul McCartney paid. Interesting name. This square, apparently the prostitutes start lining up over here around 8 o'clock. It's the only place in Hamburg where prostitution is legal outside.
I'm gonna walk around.
This is the entrance to the actual red light district where the ladies are. Can't take pictures inside. Apparently this is a very famous police station in Germany because it's used in a lot of TV shows. It's actually a really cool looking building. This is another Christmas market, the St. Pauli Christmas Market, which is right near the red light district. So apparently it's red light district themed. That's good gluhwein. That's interesting.
But he was
You don't usually see this kind of thing at Christmas markets. And that's pretty different as well. This is cheese spätzle with fried onions and chives and another gluhwein. This is basically mac and cheese, but it's really, really good. Came back to the Rathaus Market because it's awesome. I met a guy from England named Kyle, so we're hanging out for a little while.
Tiere sprangen mich herum, mir zu zeigen, wie stark und kräftig sie sind.
Really enjoyed Hamburg. Met a lot of really nice people here. It's a beautiful city, a lot of history. Really liked it. Now I'm headed to Frankfurt for 3 days. Waiting for the train right now. 3-hour train ride. Should be fun. Welcome to Frankfurt. My first time here. This is Frankfurt Christmas Market, right here next to Romaberg, which is the town hall, which I'll probably get a better shot of later. Got some more gluhwein. It's wonderful. Ding, 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 ding. Gluhwein. It's a beautiful square. These little vendor huts are much more ornate than the ones I've seen before. Really nice. This is currywurst, which I love. It's a German sausage with curry on it. It's so good. A lot of people here for Wednesday night. Got some calamari with fries, some more gluhwein. It's only the second one. That's the greatest sign ever. I wanted to try something different, so I got the Apfelwein, which is hot apple wine. It actually just kind of tastes like hot apple juice. Pretty good. I like gluhwein better though. And there's Santa. There's a bunch of Spanish guys here being really loud, but that's okay. They're having a good time. I know some people should shop there. Ha ha ha. It's actually a jewelry store.
The next day.
That's the Frankfurt Central train station. What a beautiful building. I don't usually eat breakfast out, but I saw this bakery, so I had to try it. It's called Kaiserheit. These both look awesome. This is Frankfurt Cathedral, also known as St. Bartholomew's.
Let's do like a little quiz. How old do you think this side? Also, there was a big debate on what to do with this.
This is inside the town hall. Huge tapestry.
Keep in mind these three characters. You agree?
These are all the emperors from the Holy Roman Empire. In this big room in the town hall. It's a whole slew. And I'll start with him. Now this is what I thought of when I thought of Frankfurt. Kind of looks like Manhattan. The European Union's central bank is here, so this is why we have the big Euro symbol. Gigantic Euro symbol in the middle of this little square here. It's a pretty good walking tour, not the best one I've been on. The guy was kind of new at doing it, but he was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and it was cool to hear some of the history of Frankfurt and see some of the contrast between the old town and the new town. This is Kleinmarkthalle, one of the old marketplaces here in Frankfurt. It's pretty big. This is meatloaf with mixed salad and croquettes with onion sauce. It's good. Got it at the market. That was good. It hit the spot, but it was very salty. I still enjoyed it. Came to the Christmas market for a second night in a row, but I'll spare you the details of what I'm doing because it's basically the same as last night. Very sweet. This is my tiny hotel room, but it was free and it's right in the center of town, so not too bad. But this has the smallest bathroom I've ever seen. I mean, that's it. And then this is the view. Not bad. This is the Westfalen Tower, which is a famous building here in Frankfurt, and that's the Main River down there. Interesting name for a store. That is the cathedral. I'm going to try to go inside. This whole old town was rebuilt in the 90s. It was not rebuilt right after World War II. They actually turned it into a parking lot, but then they decided they wanted to have the old traditions in the old town, so they rebuilt it, which I'm glad they did. It's very dark in here, not well lit. It's unusual, the organ is off to the side, not in the back. My knee is killing me. I'm going to climb this tower anyway, 300 something steps. Let's go. Oh, it's a pretty incredible view from up here. That's St. Paul's right there, and the Christmas market's in front of it. And there's the Römer, the main square. All these big buildings behind. o'clock. Bells are ringing. That was definitely worth it. My knee held up, 300 something steps. The views are spectacular, and it's only €3. Definitely something you must do if you're in Frankfurt. That is St. Nicholas's Church. I'm going to try and go inside there now. Right now I'm crossing the bridge over to the neighborhood of Sachsenhausen, which is over on this side of the river. Our tour guide yesterday said Sachsenhausen was not as damaged during the war, so it has a lot more of the old buildings that are still intact. And it also has a lot of good restaurants, so I'm going to try and eat lunch there. It's a pretty good view of the Frankfurt skyline. This is a museum that I'm not going to visit, but I just really like the building, especially this part. Pretty cool area. It's all bars and restaurants. Not looking too good. I don't think this is a lunchtime kind of place. This is the place our tour guide recommended, so I'm going to try it. It looks like this is actually open. Everything else in the street is closed. I got the Rausche Schnitzel, which is pork schnitzel with cream cheese sauce and a green sauce and potatoes and coleslaw. It looks awesome. That place was fantastic. Really good service, really good food, and the atmosphere was awesome. Very German. Really liked that place. The tour guide was right. This area does seem much older.
The next day.
Really had a good time in Frankfurt. Not as touristy as other cities I've been to. Still has that beautiful old town. It really was enjoyable. I love that Christmas market. Now I'm headed to Cologne, see their beautiful cathedral and check out their Christmas markets. Don't be that guy. Welcome to Cologne, or Köln as they say in German. This is the train station. Just got here. First order of business now that I've checked into my Airbnb is to do a brew house tour. Apparently Cologne has a very unique beer culture, and I'm here for it. So let's go. That's where we're going first. This beer tour was fascinating. So apparently a beer can only be called Kolsch if it's brewed actually in Cologne. And they're served in these 0.2 liter glasses. And if you get towards the bottom of the glass, they will automatically bring you another one. The way you indicate that you don't want another one is by putting your coaster on top of it. So you have to be careful because they will just automatically bring you more if you don't put the coaster on top. They bring the beers around in these containers that have 11 slots in them, like the ones you can see right here. And the waiters will just keep circulating around and dropping off beers for people and going back and getting more. It's really a fascinating beer culture. I really love it. The theory is that the beer will stay cool and it will stay carbonated if you have a small glass like that. But Kolsch is really good. I really enjoyed the beer, and the beer tour was fascinating. The tour guide took us to several different places. We couldn't get into some of them, but we did get into 4 different places and sample 4 different Kolsches, which were all really good. We ended up staying at the last place for dinner, and the food there was excellent as well. Really, really an enjoyable tour. We're eating where we got the last beer. This is a pork dish. That brew house tour was a lot of fun. We did go to 4 places. Really, really liked the beer, the Kolsch beer that they have here. Really refreshing and good. Comes in those little glasses, but you order a lot of them. After the tour, we ended up staying at the last place and getting dinner. I sat there with the Canadian family from the tour. We really had a good time, and they ended up paying for my meal, which I wasn't expecting, but that was a very pleasant surprise. and I really enjoyed their company. So I was really glad I took that tour. It was a lot of fun. This is the Basilica of Saint Apostles. This is actually gigantic. Good morning. Another day here in Cologne. I'm going to do a walking tour today and also walk around and see what else I can see. This is Cologne Cathedral behind me. Probably the most famous thing here. And I think you can see why. It's incredibly beautiful. Looks like they got mass going on here as well, so I'll have to come here a little later. But the outside is incredible. Also, it's very crowded because it's Sunday, so everybody's here. Well, there's a Christmas market here as well. So check that out later. There are like 1 million statues on this church. That is another beautiful church, which I will go check out. And this is a beautifully decorated hotel. And this is McDonald's. And this is where I had dinner last night. They have excellent food, good beer that they make themselves. And that Canadian family was so nice to treat me, and I really appreciate them. And last night, I guess I didn't realize that this restaurant is right next to this huge church. I'm an idiot for trying to look at churches on Sunday morning. It's also closed for Mass. So I'll be back. And the cathedral is right next to the central train station. And this is the Cathedral Square. And that's another church. Lots of churches in this area. There's a Mass going on, but they let the tourists in anyways in the cathedral.
Erfüllst du die ganze Schöpfung mit Leben und Gnade. Durch ihn, den du zu deiner Rechten erhöht hast, bitten wir dich, allmächtiger Gott.
I'm gonna go back in later and get a better look because there are way too many people in there right now. This is the Christmas market by the cathedral. Got the bratwurst at the Christmas market next to the cathedral. These are ruins from a Roman cellar from the 2nd or 3rd century AD, below the cathedral. Okay, so you can climb the tower of the cathedral. It's €8, which isn't too bad, but it's 533 steps, no elevator. I mean, you can't see the cathedral from the cathedral, so I'm gonna go up in a different tower, get a better vantage point, I think. Really like that building. Stands out among the modern buildings. This is Eigelstein Torburg, one of the medieval gates to the city, built in the 13th century. Starting my walking tour here. That's pretty amazing. And the best part is there's nobody over here compared to the cathedral.
Very specifically because we are close to the Rhine River.
This is a lifeboat from a World War I ship called the Cologne, and now they put it inside the gate. The ship apparently lasted 14 minutes in World War I before it was sunk.
See the banana on the mural behind me?
Yeah.
Well, this mural is interesting because it tells us something about the city of Cologne after the Second World War. We see a large church. It's called the St. Maria Himmelfahrt. However, it's the year 1248. This one is too.
It's a cobblestone road, that's why I can't keep the camera still. Oh man. They didn't like that guy, Archbishop. The tax on beer.
Okay, now I'm not gonna...
This is the City Hall tower, built in the 13th century, still used in the City Hall. Obviously rebuilt after World War II.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Christmas market here.
Now once an hour on the bell rings, mouth will open. The tongue will be stuck further out. And it will wiggle back and forth the amount of hours.
That's a statue from the government. Yeah.
So these are two very beloved figures here in Cologne. They're called Tunis and Shad. And Tunis and Shad, they originated as characters in a puppet show here in the city in the 1830s.
It's a monument to their carnival.
These are all figures very known from either from puppet shows during carnival, from songs.
That walking tour was awesome. Easily one of the top 10 guides I've had. He was really entertaining, really interesting. I liked it a lot. Highly recommend it. This is St. Martin's Church, first built in the 1300s. The spire was built in the 15th century, and obviously it was reconstructed after World War II. This is a very crowded Christmas market.
Around this bend, text your family.
It's another little Christmas market here. He said there's 26 of them in the city. This one's small. Much bigger Christmas market by the cathedral. That's just incredibly beautiful. This is just, wow. This place is just massive. It's a temporary building.
Yeah.
There's trees. It's a beautiful Christmas market and it's not too crowded. Good morning. Had a great time last night. My Airbnb host and I went to a Christmas market, had some gluhwein and some food. Really enjoyable. He's a great guy. And now I'm headed to the Chocolate Museum, which I've heard is a must-see while I'm here in Cologne, so I'm going to see it. And Cologne sits on the famous Rhine River. This is the Rhine River. That is Malakoff Term. Malakoff Term was part of an old fortress that was here. Now it is closed to the public. I believe it's a private business in there. And there is the Chocolate Museum. I've never seen a video screen in the middle of a Ferris wheel before. That's kind of cool. That's what a cocoa fruit looks like. I didn't realize they were so big. The seeds inside are what they use to make the chocolate. That's the cocoa beans and pulp. To me it looks like garlic. Then they dry them, remove the pulp. And that's what they look like, cocoa beans. They ferment the cocoa beans of banana leaves, and then the pulp decomposes, and then they dry them, and this is what we see as our cocoa beans that we know and love. This machine twists the chocolate to remove it from the mold. Kind of like ice cube trays. Chocolate fountain and get little samples. This machine makes sure the liquid chocolate gets all into the molds. Those things like the eyes and the toes are painted by hand by that woman over there. I don't think I'd want that job. This little Red Riding Hood weighs 23 kilograms and costs 600 euros. This is a replica, but they found a pot like this from 4100 BC that had cocoa in it. So that means chocolate's been around for 6,000 years. There's some actual ancient relics here from Central and South America. This one's from Guatemala from 600 AD. It's an incense burner. It looks like the poop emoji. That was a fascinating museum. They had a lot about how you make chocolate, how they grow chocolate, how they ship chocolate, history of chocolate. But I really found it really interesting, especially the way they make it. And they give you a bunch of samples, which is a big plus. Need a break from the German food, so I'm having this ramen food. It's they pull their own noodles, so let's see how it is. That ramen was really, really good. The noodles were so fresh. The beef was really good. Enjoyed the sauce. Definitely a good place to eat. Noodle Fan Restaurant was called. Really good food there. And it's right by the cathedral. This is called the Cologne Triangle. We go up to the top, hopefully get a good view. Take the elevator to the 28th floor and then you walk up the rest of the way. I think it's only a couple flights. This is a cool stairway, all green. Okay, that's an amazing view. There's a stadium where they play soccer, or what they call football here. That's the train station for this part of town. Looks like an observatory. That's what I meant to do. That tower is called Colonius. And this is the main train station right there. And obviously that's a cathedral. I love these houses on the Rhine. And this is a museum, Museum Ludwig. Well, that was definitely worth it. It was €5. And it's a little out of the way because you got to go across the river. But the views are spectacular. You see the whole city on the other side of the river. Awesome. Now I'm going to cross this bridge. Hopefully get more great views, but I think the sun might be in my face, so we'll see. For the life of me, I will never understand this trend of putting ropes on fences. Especially when you're going to break up with a person 2 months later. They're all along here. I came back to the Dominican Church of St. Andrew. Hopefully I can actually get in this time. Taste of that. Where I took the walking tour was the North Gate. This is the West Gate, which is right near my Airbnb, with the Christmas market. This is my favorite Christmas market in Cologne. It's small, but it's beautiful, and it's not as crowded as the other one. I really loved Cologne. What a unique city. Not like other places I've been in Germany. Very laid back. Really enjoyed it. Not that I don't love other places in Germany too. This place was really awesome. Right now I'm getting Deutsche Bahn. My train was supposed to leave at 9:47. Right now it's saying 10:21. And the time keeps getting later. I have to make a connection too, so I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But definitely want to come back to Cologne. Now I'm headed to Maastricht, Netherlands. Thanks for watching.